Welcome all to the Empire State of New York. We invite you to a frosty affair between the boroughs as the Hudson's Derby Day faces a pair of sides that exist perennially under one another's skin. NYCFC 2 hosts New York Red Bulls 2 on match day 3 in MLS Next Pro. The reigning champs and today road-sided Red Bulls testing themselves in a tie where nothing is granted. Matt Pilkington and his Pigeons intent to create an early season signature result. It has been cold in New York, NYCFC 2 having to miss out on the opening match week of the season. A disappointing one against Columbus Crew 2 on the road in their opener last weekend, in which they generated plenty of chances, just could not find the back of the net. And to try and remedy that, Matt Pilkington has rolled out this group. Be mindful of Maximo Carrizo, the hotly tipped U.S. men's national team youth prospect that's been up and down between the first team. Missed a couple key chances last week. Hopefully for him, back amongst the goals if given the opportunity. Seymour Reed leading the line, coming off 13 goals last season. He will tip the spear for NYCFC 2, who will hope to break down this 4-4-2 shape for Dominic Woolhurt. And the New York Red Bulls from across the street at the front of things will be Roald Mitchell, who scored in the opener, back in the team today after not participating last match. Tanner Rossborough will partner him up top. Omar Valencia off the left to start things, back with the Red Bulls 2 group here in this one. Out to the live pictures set to kick things off in the Hudson River Derby. And so it goes between NYCFC 2 and New York Red Bulls 2. The final preparations for kickoff commences this contest being made. Matt Pilkington and his group, they've had a bit of a disjointed run-in, dealing with the elements as well faced by New York Red Bulls 2. Missing out on their opening match. And they looked a little bit rusty as well against Columbus Crew 2. Last weekend, totaling 16 shots and creating an expected goal value northward of 2.3 in the game, but yet not finding the back of the net despite drawing the match 0-0, only coming away with a single point after losing the shootout. New York Red Bulls 2, it's right back where they left off after lifting silverware at the end of last year. A muchly reshaped team with plenty of new faces and a new man in the technical area as Dominic Woolhurt takes over for Michael Bradley, who made the jump up to the senior team and brought the likes of Julian Hall and several others, Matthew Dos Santos, with him. That being said, 2 games, 2 sterling performances from the Baby Bulls. They have already totaled 6 points on the young campaign and are tied for the second highest goal output in the division, with 7 scored across those 180 minutes. Once more, it's Peyton Geller here to bring you all the breadth and width of this hotly contested derby between New York Red Bulls 2 and NYCFC 2. And it just about looks as if we might strap up the gloves and get ready to go in only a couple of moments. Igor Bayush is the center official. In the black, it's Red Bulls 2. In the white, NYCFC 2. Historically, this has always been a game good for goals. Saw plenty of them fly in over the course of the 3 matches played a year ago. New York Red Bull 2 would ultimately gain more points in 2 of those 3 games, but NYCFC 2 on this field were dominant, taking it to Red Bull 2 in a way that very few did a year ago. 5-2 the final score on that day. Match that featured a Seymour Reed hat trick. All told, across those 3 excursions against one another in 2025, 18 goals flew in between the 2 sides. That should bode well for fireworks over the course of the next 90 minutes. Red Bull 2 unbeaten in their last 7 games dating back to last year. NYCFC 2 trying to find the victory column for the first time in 2026 with hopes of getting back into the postseason picture after missing out a year ago on their home patch here at St. John's Soccer Stadium. These players will have seen each other up and down the youth ranks throughout their entire developmental careers for the large part. They are nose to nose once more as we are underway at Belson Stadium here in Queens. It is the Hudson River Derby. It's New York Red Bulls 2 and NYCFC 2. Swung wide for the captain, Cooper Flax. And underway we are. Both teams do like to have the ball. We will see them knock it about. Likely to keep it on the floor for much of the match, but doing the exact opposite with a direct deep ball. Or NYCFC 2. Seymour Reed playing wide. Shot fumbles in front of goal. A nervy moment for the goalkeeper. Youngster Tobias Shefsik is alert to the danger and composed enough to pick up the ball in harm's way. It was helter-skelter and a big casual at the back defensively. Juan Mina not really sensing how much immediate duress was coming from behind him. Nonetheless, noses kept clean for the roadside. Pressing like banshees. NYCFC 2 picked off by Seymour Reed. Thrust forward by Maximo Carrizo, or rather that actually Cooper Flax. Throwing the gauntlet down straight away. The Pigeons of NYCFC 2. Strong strides out of the back. Looked like the ball may have stayed on and in the custody of Johnny Shore, but just traveling out over this near touchline. Charles Rupert and Braxton Williams are the linos today. Kapitanovich is the 4th official. Much more. Gorbush is the center today with the whistle. Might have an active job. Red cards have not been uncommon. These two have traded blows. In the course of 9 league meetings, there have been 4 sendings off. In the last 2 games, and if there is no red card in this one, it'll be the first time in series history that these 2 teams have tangled 3 consecutive times and found the end of the match with all 11 players on the field for both rosters. On the twist, Kevin Pierre, and guiding down the touchline. Seymour Reed's calling for it, deflected on the way through. Reed showed an interest in hounded the defender, Eric Londano, into just pushing it out of play for a throw. NYCFC 2 unmistakably the aggressors in the first couple of exchanges. Johnny Shore all the way back in for the goalkeeper, who finds himself under pressure. Playing with fire, NYCFC 2, but now they escape from their own end and gallop into plenty of space on the attacking end. Brilliant one-on-one defending from Omar Valencia. Stops what was looking like a threatening counter dead to rights. Thomas Romero is the goalkeeper today for NYCFC 2. He's had the ball on his feet quite a bit. Trusted to play through the phases. Try and add that man advantage when on the ball for the Pigeons. Shevsik. Snatched up. It's Seymour Reed. Seymour Reed rolls it in. A 5-minute fireball for NYCFC 2. And they are up and running 1-0. Seymour Reed, he hit them hard. Last these two teams tangled on this patch of grass for 3. And he's already got the first here today. The extra effort becomes the ethereal prize, and the Pigeons widen their wings. That has to feel awfully good for a team that saw the side of target 16 times in Ohio and failed to find the back of the net. Their first goal of the season. And it's a shot taken directly at the current crown wearers, New York Red Bull 2. Who fall behind immediately. If there's any good news for Red Bull 2, of their 7 goals scored this year, 5 of them have been in the first half, hoping to make it 8 instantly. All the Bulls who break forward and win the whistle. Rolled Mitchell, the one toppled down. Covering defender prevents any instance of a potential denial of a goal-scoring opportunity, but it is a free kick belonging to the captain, Nate Worth. Red Bulls intent to get their lick back. Nate Worth over the ball. Joined by Rafael Mosquera. Bold enough to maybe go for goal. And it's a lilting effort that spoils out over the end line. Goal kick. Once more in circulation. NYCFC 2 will not feel comfortable, only up the single tally. Red Bulls, a potent outfit. They've not been shut out in a game in 48 consecutive, dating back the last couple of years. Softening first touch and driving forward off the block and handled well by the goalkeeper. Collapsing to make a sprawling stop was Thomas Romero. Grateful the sting had been taken out of the shot by the deflection. Really good work in the tight spaces by Andy Rojas. Rumbling forward is Mosquera. Cannot bisect a pair of covering defenders for NYCFC 2. There might be opportunity afoot. Seymour Reed was dragged back. The referee hasn't seen it. Well, had the official gotten a glance at that, it would have been a certain yellow card for Eric Lundano, but just a footnote now. It was necessary. Reed was off to the races without the tug. Nate Worth. Aymar Sanchez, uncontested. A fanciful flick through the mid-park. Down to Worth, who springs it in over the top and wide. It was rolled Mitchell, who was pressing the back line. A nearly moment. A spark of creativity from Nate Worth. If feeding into the only spot in which his striker ahead of him would have a real chance at testing the target. Old Mitchell was marvelous in the opener against Columbus Crew 2, a victory for Red Bulls 2. 2 goals and an assist there. Did not feature in the most recent match against Inter Miami 2, a 3-0 victory. In fact, that was the first clean sheet result for New York Red Bull 2 in 11 games dating back to last year. Also the first career professional clean sheet for Tobias Shevsik, 17-year-old. In goal again today. Already having hopes of making it 2 on the skip dashed. If you're just now joining us, Seymour Reed is the point of difference. His goal in the 6th minute of play lit off the flares and sent New York City FC 2 springing out in front. Up for keeps in the middle of the park and spun ahead. Seymour Reed fighting to get back on side, and he has. Hungry to make it 2. Look for the Travella delivery straight away. Wise to it was Juan Mina as he slashes it out of play for a corner kick. Bouncy atmosphere. Fans on hand and with a sense for the occasion. Within swing, swirled in at the back post, well held by the young goalkeeper Shevsik. And it is an area that, if you are to find one lacking in the early phase of development for most goalkeepers, it's hard to manage those set pieces. That was really high level keeper play by the 17-year-old. Nico Cavallo, who, for what it's worth, was brilliant against Columbus Crew 2. Driving fullback that can progress the ball, carry it from his own ends. Escapes from Nate Worth. Into the middle. A darting delivery wide. Waited perfectly for Tanner Rossborough. Having a think at the flank. Nate Worth rounding the corner and away. Max Murray with the clearance. Play brought to a pause. Chaseable for Seymour Reed. He has been flaring the nostrils right from the off, and his team may reap the dividends. Pressing in droves. Really inspiring his teammates to come forward and grab hold of the game. Skipping just above the toes at shin height. And out for a goal kick to come. Looks like Drew Baera, who was making the run from the channel area. Shefsick. This portion of the match is brought to you by St. John's University, the official undergraduate partner of New York City FC 2. Big East tournament just wrapping up. Across town at Madison Square Garden. Happy that we have your attention for this tie, though. One that's offered the same kind of knuckling that you do see on the hardwood. Rough and tumble stuff from two teams that embody exactly where they are located, and in the immediate sense located in the attacking half are the Red Bulls. This is well-coordinated play. Recovered by Cadigan and moved down the line. Andy Rojas summoning. Filtering all the way to the wide side from Mosquera, who funnels forward off the shin of Rojas. Squaring ball, and snatched that by Rold Mitchell, who rolls it wide again. Second real chance for him. Unable to put any kind of actual scare into the goalkeeper. Was always falling away a little bit. Just snatched at it. Red Bulls finding their rhythm. Up to the edge of the final third where the shot is blocked. Sent in by Rojas. Rold Mitchell fighting hard for it. Put a scare into NYCFC 2, but committed a foul in the process. That being said, it's been a very good response from Dominic Woolhart's bunch. Trying to really command this game after falling behind. About 55% of the possession in the early going, about halfway in to this first half, belonging to the road-sided Red Bulls. Already conjuring 3 shots in the match and starting to assert themselves more and more by the minute. It's that championship DNA where the confidence of this group pretty much unbreakable. And we'll keep coming and coming. Running through the tackle well, but then giving the ball away was Juan Mina. Teammate has his back, and it's kept in custody for Nate Worth. Poked away, wisely so, by Johnny Short. And back into the goalkeeper. NYCFC 2 just can't get out of their own end. Hardly been across midfield in the last 5 to 10 minutes. Swept wide for Cavallo. Intercepted again. Cadigan. Contained, but only for a moment by Rossborough. Carrizo in the mix for it. And smoothly to the opposite flank. And room to drive for Mina. Mosquera wide of him. Rafael Mosquera spotting a free man in the middle. A high touch and down by Rojas. Going to ground is Seymour Reed and not getting the call. Mosquera on the left foot. Mosquera! Belter! Absolute belter! Rafael Mosquera! An arrow in the bullseye in the top corner. Nothing to do for the goalkeeper. And ripped right back by the Red Bulls. That is an absolutely blinding strike by Rafael Mosquera, who adds his second on the campaign and levels the thing just beyond the 20th. We told you there would be goals. There have been goals, a pair split between the sides. And if you're running the total accounting of the 3 games played last year and adding this one as well, that is now 20 goals across those 4 contests. And hoping for more, NYCFC 2, Carrizo. Now it's the home team asked to respond. Red Bulls will raise their hackles. They have this tendency to just turn into an avalanche as soon as they see the ball hit the back of the net for the first time. The next 5 minutes or so, essential in terms of the professionalism and management of the game for NYCFC 2. On a rainbow arc and searching down the far side. Nearly finding friendly feet. Omar Valencia's in, applying the tackle. Handling that quite well, though, is Sebastiano Muzu. Seymour Reed. Unlocking pass, ever elusive. Nearly comes back to Seymour Reed, but falls in favor of Juan Mina, who gets his side going. Nate Worth, stirring the drink as always. Rojas with runners. Rossborough out by Johnny Short. Off the head of Carrizo, it stays in play. Londano hemmed in by Seymour Reed, and back to the goalkeeper again. Shefsik catching some stick from the spectators behind him. Heard several coaches talk about the added value of adverse conditions for these young players. How it can make a team raise their level. Just to have that extra degree of tension in a grounds. That's been the case for Red Bulls too. They have accelerated things after falling behind. And there's a player down. Here's what happened. Just got trampled a little bit, it looked like, as NYCFC 2 player picked up the ball. Looked like that was Drew Baera. It does look okay to continue. This portion of the match is brought to you by Adidas, the official kit supplier of New York City FC 2. Crisp and clean, white number today. Only fitting these two programs so diametrically opposed, I should say. Wearing opposite shirts, the black and the white, the red and the blue. Running in packs, Red Bulls too. Seymour Reed sprinting at it. All the way back to Shevsik. Tilting down was rolled Mitchell, and it's a foul won by Red Bulls 2, one that they look to play quickly with. Valencia inspecting, and it's not a thorough enough inspection. One in the air and out for another throw-in. Romero. Turning open is Cadigan, and flipped along by Mitchell. Rojas in the wide area. Supporting run coming from Rospo. Raising it over frame. First real chance for Red Bull since the equalizer. That's well spotted. Maybe some room to run down the line. Cavallo. Look at how in unison this defensive alignment of Red Bull is moving. Having their block and not being pulled apart. Intercepted in the mid-park and running fast and hard. NYCFC 2, what a tackle. Taken off the toes. The top of the box, it looked like, by Eric Lundano. Mosquera, the goal scorer. A spin and a twist, and he speeds away. Flying inside, undercut, it will be a yellow card. Heady play by Mosquera, and now he has Nico Cavallo, I should say, exactly where he wants him. That extra degree of caution will be on his mind, the defender, the rest of the game. And not only that, an opening presents from a dead ball.
A yellow card has been issued to New York City's number 2, Nico Cavallo, in the 28th minute.
Left the defender a little choice. He was busting along just to add some sort of thought of what the defender might be doing to the oncoming Rafael Mosquera. You would have to imagine here, having already scored from a similar spot, has every intent of posing a serious threat to the goal of Tomas Romero. See Cameron Rossborough standing about the wall. For a moment, he may join it to try and obscure the vision of the goalkeeper. In fact, that is the case. Nate Worth will join as well. They are allowed to do this, but there's a certain degree of proximity they cannot come in contact with. The referee is reaching to the back pocket. Looks like for the spray. Saw just a glimmer of a red, but that was never going to be the case there. So Nate Worth and Rafael Mosquera. Mosquera! A hop into the harness of Tomas Romero. Didn't declare too early. made it possible for that save to look fairly routine. Seymour Reed spots the wide man, and all of a sudden, flying in formation are NYCFC 2 into the center of the box. The defender providing a all-important final hurdle in the form of Juan Mina. Had he not got a header in, it would have been a tap-in most likely. It all starts with one singular spark provided by Seymour Reed. As he thumped it wide and played in Sebastiano Muzu. The referee is having at least a bit of discourse with the Red Bulls' two defenders, Eric Londano. Things starting to get a little bit more chippy in the last 5 or so minutes. Cavallo left with little recourse and found with just sending it back towards his own goal. Seymour Reed swooping into the picture. He might get a chance here. It was a spike of the heart rate at least for the goalkeeper, Shevsik. Does enough though in the final 15 minutes of this first half. That's dangerous. Real trouble now, Mosquera. It was Max Murray who made up for his own mistake. And Mosquera's down. Driving is Max Murray. Cooper Flax. Smartly spun into the middle for short. All the way wide for Cavallo. Completing the triangle and now patterning quite well. NYCFC 2. Acito. Nico Cavallo. Cooper Flax scanning the scene and sneaking one into the channel. Seymour Reed a step late out of the blocks. Kevin Pierre was playing provider. A steadying touch from Rojas. And nearly a fantastic lock pick of a ball. Came to the foot of Rold Mitchell and nothing more. Escaping the press of Rafael Mosquera. Searching once more for Seymour Reed, and alive to the threat again is Tobias Shevsik, who's spending more time outside his box than in. Last couple of moments. Nate Worth on the 1-2, can't connect the dots. Nico Cavallo, excuse me, the one that had the reading. This portion of the match is brought to you by Etihad Airways, the official airline partner, New York City FC 2. Cat again. Shefsick yet to make an actual save in the run of play, but he's been plenty involved and active. The goal scorer, Seymour Reed. Omar Valencia. A piercing pass down the flank. And fiddling into the final third is Tanner Rossborough. Skirting into the box. Rojas! Rocked high. We'll see NYCFC 2 have an outfield player take the goal kick to allow the goalkeeper to actually join this build-up and force Red Bulls 2 to press with a number of players that's less than the amount of building players for NYCFC 2. And it's helped them out quite a bit here. All the way back to the goalkeeper again. 2 on his toes. Red Bulls 2 closing the space in a slow and circular motion. NYCFC 2 able to find a way through. The avenue not there for Carrizo though. Back with Shefsick. Just to close out the earlier point, Shefsick now at this point has completed 18 of 21 passes. The ball has been at his feet almost non-stop in the game. That was his 25th touch in this half. Well won in the mid-park. Stiff tackle by Cito. Flicked on. Johnny Shore rolling it in behind. The cutback might be there. Waiting on it was Seymour Reed, who's calling for a handball. Cooper Flax was also on the scene. The referee not heeding the argument made by the NYCFC 2 striker. Pierre. Intercepted by Cadigan. And writhing ahead is Rojas. Still running. Left for Nate Worth, who settles into the middle. Mosquera, supported by Mina. Juan Mina cutting it back. It was almost a masterful move that came off for New York Red Bulls 2. It may not be over yet. The one to come for NYCFC 2. Thomas Romero. Cameron Acito and Romero again. Rojas hot on the heels. Intercepted again by Red Bulls 2, Rojas. Max Murray will save a corner. They are really playing with fire in this first phase of build. Red Bulls press showing its teeth once more, forcing the giveaway. Mina. Shefsick calmly spotting his center back Lendano. And now shifting through the gears, Red Bulls 2 off of Karam. Hooking onto it is Omar Valencia and Rojas again. Rocking wide, Rossborough roaring down the flank and snatched by a strong-footed tackle. It was Drew Baera, who tracked all the way back. Seymour Reed left to stud in. The whistle goes in favor of Red Bulls 2. Oh, that's lovely. Worth evaluating the options and firing a fizzing ball into Juan Mina. Now deferring to Rossborough, but only for a moment before it's cut off. Carrizo. A little bit of a loose first touch there. Fire up, able to keep it. Been a hard knocking first half. Not a ton of foul calls. That's only the 8th of the game. Only the one booking, Nico Cavallo. Flashing down the far side. Baera is onto it. Men in the middle. He finds none of them. Seymour Reed struck almost instantly. Down the back of the net, 6 minutes in. That lead erased by the effort of Rafael Mosquera. Both goals beautiful in their own individual way. Is there another to separate the sides again ahead of halftime? Rossborough. Nobody called out men on. Seymour Reed will stick it back for NYCFC 2. Oh, it's given away. Alarm bells ringing. Mosquera shuffling in on the left foot. It's blocked. A necessity in defense, but still with Red Bulls 2. You switch off for a second, and you will find yourself in a world of hurt against these Red Bulls. Unpunished in that instance, but not likely to get away with it more than once. Cadigan. Devin Cadigan playing in Nate Worth. It's just a two-man game right now. Those two in their own dialogue. Cadigan pulling all the strings. Trying to flip it wide. NYCFC 2 fan out in defense. Confiscated by Rold Mitchell. Oh, that's an amazing tackle. Looked like Mitchell was free and clear to the end line and already thinking about the cutback. Never got the chance. It's out for a corner. There's Baera again, getting his hands dirty on the defensive end. He'll be asked to do so immediately once more in the final minute of this first half. Ball in. It's a high one. Missing out on playing the punch was the goalkeeper. Rossborough now on the right side. Not clear. Juan Mina and Rossborough again. Approaching stoppage time. Fourth official, Kenan Kapitanovich, tabulating all the stoppage and calibrating the board. Rossborough remaining on this near touchline for the time being, and now he'll trot into the middle of the park. Going right on the face of Cadigan, who did about as well as you could ever hope for in that moment. It's 2 minutes of stoppage time. Karam Felda-Mosquera only got a sniff of it. It will be a free kick. See if the wingers stay on opposite flanks. Mosquera and Tanner Rossborough. Now they trade back. Real joust for it at the touchline. Mosquera clipping the heels of Johnny Short. Wasn't given as a foul. Throw in for NYCFC 2. First half coming to its conclusion here in Queens. Starting with a flourish was NYCFC 2, pegged back by parochial foe, Red Bulls 2. And that appears to be where we will find ourselves at 1-1, heading towards the break. Scent of opportunity for Mosquera. Old Mitchell making an in-cutting run, flicked on. Rojas was always a couple lengths behind it, and that will bring us to two finalizing whistles. A half that had 2 goals, one apiece at the intermission. That is our score at the break, 1-1 in this Hudson River Derby. Coming up at halftime, the rumors are true. Danny Rojas, the Ted Lasso show, has been in camps. Plus, the pathway is not restricted to players, as some assistant and head coaches made their way up the coaching tree with MLS clubs. All that and more as we start our halftime coverage after a short break. 1-1 at the intermission.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Back from the break, where our score in New York is 1-1 in the Hudson River Derby. There have been a number of coaches who started with the youth at the MLS Next Pro level and are now assistants and even head coaches in MLS. Let's meet a player who had a decision to make after his career between the lines and decided to give it back as a coach, as we head to North Texas and chat with Matt Hedges.
very excited to be here officially. I helped out a little bit last year. I really enjoyed my time working with the players, working with the staff. So I'm glad to be able to be on the staff full time and be involved. Towards the end of my career, I started thinking about what I wanted to do. Post playing, and coaching was something that for a while I didn't know if I wanted to do it. When my kids started to get a little bit older and I started doing it with them, I started enjoying it, and I thought I had a lot of knowledge that I could pass down to young players. That was kind of an easy decision after thinking about it. There's lots of different things that I can teach them from my career, but also the mentality, the intensity, the winning mentality is what I want to bring to the young guys, because they're going to need that. I played at a high-level college, and I was still a little bit overwhelmed when I first got here, and it's the adaptation. If you don't do it quick at that time, then you were kind of out of the system. But now I think, especially with the academy and bringing those guys up and then moving into a environment like MLS Next Pro with North Texas, then I think it's a big jump in the quality of everything that is involved with this, and I think it's huge for developing players. I think there used to be a lot of guys who kind of got pushed out of the system if it wasn't working right away, but now those guys maybe get a second chance and can develop into good players. Yeah, it feels good. I mean, it feels like home. Like you said, I've been here for a long time. I know a lot of people here. I knew John beforehand. I knew a lot of the other staff beforehand, and even some of the players I still know. So it's just nice to be back in a familiar environment and be able to give these players my knowledge. This year, I think my goal is to improve our defensive solidarity. Obviously, I want to try to improve individually the players in the defensive line, help them improve their tendencies. But as a unit, I want our group to be solid and to give up less goals. That's always the goal. And for me, that was my big thing as a player throughout my career. I always wanted to give up less goals, and I think that's something I want to pass on to these defensive players.
Good window into the pathway. Matt Hedges making his way into the coaching ranks, but for us, it's not an act. One of your favorite Ted Lasso actors did make an appearance in camp and can in fact play. We tracked him down to talk about the experience with Chicago Fire. Take a look.
Hola, hola, this is Cristo Fernandez, and we're here at the new facilities in Chicago Fire. Very happy and grateful to be here. I know I've been doing more acting and filmmaking these last couple of years. I would have never imagined how life was gonna turn for me. Never imagined that with my new dreams of film and acting, football, soccer was gonna be the thing that was gonna open them for me. I say this because I've always missed football, soccer. That's my first love. The level is very intense, young upcoming players, so lots of potential in this club. I can say that this is world-class level. I played professionally back home in Guadalajara. We didn't have this level of world-class facilities. I think the club is doing something great for both the city, the team, the players. It's a dream come true for anyone to be here. So for me, it's also a dream come true to be here now, and I am grateful for the opportunity. What has surprised me is the level of the team. I've seen both the first team, the second team, the players, they're doing something great. And what surprised me as well is the quality of the people, very nice people. And that also says a lot about the club, and I think that's very important. It's been really nice getting back to the field, training, and really giving my best and believing I still can play this professionally, and we'll see where the dream takes us. But it's been really nice.
Football's life. That is at least what they say. And it's certainly the case right now in Connecticut, as CT United has made a big imprint in just their first couple of weeks of professional operation here in MLS Next Pro. Let's reintroduce our newest club in 2026, again, CT United.
This is Connecticut's newest club, built for the entire state, not just one city.
Connecticut's a pretty culturally diverse state. Doesn't really have one major city. There's a bunch of small cities that are pretty close to each other.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage the founding partner of Connecticut Sports Group, Mr. Andre Swanston.
I remember feeling like, okay, it's on now, because talk is cheap. A lot of people say, oh, you know, I'm gonna own the team, and da-da-da. You hear that all day, every day, everywhere. And so it kind of, you know, it was late 2023 when kind of everything went through. We knew it was approved and it was gonna happen. And it was just kind of, Michelle and I were like, all right, okay, it's on now, like, let's go.
I want to thank all of you who have made today possible and who worked tirelessly behind the scenes to bring these ideas to life, including the entire team from the Connecticut Sports Group.
Before the first professional match, the foundation was already in motion. In 2024, CT United launched its professional academy.
We started our academy first because we wanted to, one, make CT United tangible to the community and so they could see it, touch it, feel it, that we're here.
One of my first conversations with Andre and Michelle, when I met with them and we started discussing, you know, their vision and what they wanted for their football team in the state of Connecticut, the ambitions, they're breaking down the barriers for giving kids opportunities to play in the academy. Once you have that idea, then I think it becomes pretty clear in terms of now bringing in the right people in your staff and to start to identify the right type of players you want to come in.
It starts in MLS Next, and it continues in MLS Next Pro.
I think we're headed in the right direction. You know, we have a good group of guys. Coaching staff is alive and ready. And I think we're just pushing towards, you know, the start of the season and looking to have a good season.
We knew that we wanted a team that was entertaining. We wanted a team that was going to dominate with the ball and against the ball. A team that looked to play forward, a team that is aggressive.
They're entertaining players, man. I mean, I'm really excited being in the league for 4 years and seeing the group that we're gathering together makes me happy.
What the ownership and the sporting director laid out to me, we had a couple of calls before I decided to join the team. It was very ambitious. I like what they have planned for the team, and I like the future, and I want to be part of this project. We have a lot of young players, so I know we're going to be very energetic. We're all here to learn, to get better, and you know, when you're young, your brain is like a sponge.
So, here's the standard.
Connecticut is used to winning. We've got to show them like we're playing for real, like we're not messing around. And then also I think with being the only black owner in the league, like I'm not losing, right? Like I refuse to make it seem like I can't build something that can compete on the level.
Great look behind the curtain at some of the strong intent behind a club that has already caught a lot of attention in CT United. As for what else is going on around the league, the scores from this most recent match week 2 in MLS Next Pro. Here's how things shook down. Now, for CT United, as you'll see here in a moment, they did catch their first loss in club history away to Chattanooga FC, but the parity around the league has been stunning so far. Red Bull New York 2 taking care of business against Inter Miami 2, 3-0. As we mentioned earlier, that was the first shutout that Red Bulls have been able to put up in 11 games dating back to last year. Orlando City getting a pair of big victories over the course of last week as well, taking down Chicago Fire 2 and then Carolina Core. Elsewise, what is to come in the division, the upcoming schedule here in MLS Next Pro as we take a look down the road, and it will be on the road for New York City FC2, but not this weekend, as they will see Toronto FC2 at home. They will see Toronto FC2 on the road here in a couple of matches, but for now, they will take their border foe in hand on this very same ground. It will be a heck is plausible matchup as well on Saturday between FC Cincinnati 2 and Columbus Crew 2, but there's plenty to pay attention to in our game and not outside the confines of what's going on in our matchup. Highlights from the first half, a half that looked like an exciting one from the outside, and we can just about verify that for you. It would be Red Bulls 2 that found themselves quickly falling behind. Early pleasantries, and that's where they would stop. Seymour Reed, a rude introduction as he fired in from close range, just a composed finish from the young number 9 who takes shape in 2026 with his first goal of the campaign and celebrates in the corner flag. He had 13 goals last year. He's looking for more in 2026, but Red Bulls from there would really run the game. A whole bevy of chances. This one from Andy Rojas. Easy enough to stomach from Tomas Romero, but increasing temperature throughout the half. NYCFC 2 certainly uncomfortable. Rolled Mitchell just missing there, and then in this instance, another look at goal. Mitchell slicing wide, but with this much opportunity, Red Bulls 2, too good a team to not find the back of the net, and boy did they. What a strike. Placed with perfection and precision by Rafael Mosquera, and that is where we step.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro.
Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Boys hear sentiment, flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still sticking ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best, can't rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions, trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next, just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now. Oh yes, man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now.
The second half sets up here in New York. The Big Apple has had a big game in MLS Next Pro as the Hudson River Derby finds itself at 1-1 after 45 minutes. We will see if there is any separation between the sides in what will be a dramatic 45 minutes. Rest assured to come. Once more, Peyton Gallagher here. New York Red Bulls 2, NYCFC 2. 1-1 is the score. It was a knock and thrust. First frame that saw both teams offer moments of their best quality. Red Bulls 2 were the better of the two sides. Don't think that that's a particularly divisive opinion. NYCFC 2 certainly acquitted themselves in a fashion that would make you suspect that they can raise the level just a bit here in this second half. Not only could they get a result, they could get a resounding one as well. Still searching for their first 3 points of the Virgin campaign. Red Bulls 2 with hopes of making it a perfect 9 for 9 from their first 3 fixtures. Just trying to get some of the accounting on precisely who is in the match and if the managers have made any alterations. It does look like Camilo Ponce is pushed into the match on the right side to start. That is for NYCFC 2 and Matt Pilkington, who will replace Sebastiano Muzu, who had a quiet one. One of the big-time names in this team, was second in the squad last year for goals and top of the team in assists. 6 times he found the back of the net, 7 helpers as well. His day is done after 45 minutes. The second half commences here in New York. Confirmation. It will be Camilo Ponce, playing the player in his own right, off the right-hand side. Cavallo clutching at the ball and rolling down the line. It was NYCFC 2 that started like a house of fire in the first half of play. Got that goal within the first 5 or 6 minutes. Since then, though, yet to conjure a single shot, 9 of them coming in a barrage from Red Bull 2. A slippery first touch from Nate Worth, who does his best to win it back. And in the end, just about does. Juan Mina going to ground, and foul is awarded to New York Red Bulls. Well, that's clean. Calculating wide for Mosquera, and Nate Worth never had much of an idea that the ball was coming right back to him. Back in motion, and away by Romero. Looks like Seymour Reed might get at least a little bit of a look, and he might still. Really big effort to try and catch up to it. Drew Baera, who was pushing the pace. Baera again stepping in. First real touches for Ponce. He was unable to wriggle away from Rojas. Andy Rojas. Tobias Shevsik. And sprayed down line by Eric Londano. Rolled Mitchell, arriving at the top of the box, and now reinforced. Instead, he elects to do it all by himself. He goes down. Referee says get on with it. And a clash in the midfield, an instant booking. Aymar Sanchez leaving a bit of a mark on, it looked like Carrizo. The second name taken by Igor Biush. Not much question there. Caught him mid-calf and from behind. Nico Cavallo, the other man that's already had his name scribbled in the book. Rossborough, a soft first touch, and filtering down the far side was Nate Worth. Well tackled, looks like by Cavallo, but it's been given right back, and all of a sudden NYCFC 2 out of position defensively. Into the soft spot, Rojas! Never got his foot all the way around it. That is already the 10th shot of the game for Red Bulls 2. Serpentine dribble through dangerous spaces and pushed away by the home team, NYCFC 2. It will stay on. Only a split second, and Seymour Reed will scored it out of touch. Pressing hard is Reed. Nerve check for Tobias Shevsik, who performs quite well in the moment. Now it's Maximo Carrizo matching up with an in-cutting run. Swashbuckling wide, the cross coming. Spotted in the center. Ponce taking it down. Maximo Carrizo blocked. Off the ricochet, it comes to Rossborough. And now there might be numbers for Red Bulls 2. A necessary intervention to take it off course from Pierre. It still winds up with Mosquera in the end. Now he's dispossessed. Not an inch given between these two. Eye to eye on the score and in the game. Another touch for Tobias Shevsik. Still yet to make a save in the game, despite having seen the ball in his custody at this point at least 40 times. Moved along quite well, Nate Worth. Prodding and probing. It just escapes the grasp of the on-running Rold Mitchell. Cavallo pounced upon, and he has a throw for NYCFC 2.
What are you saying? What time we're going to get home? Yeah. Probably around 7. Is that all right? If we need to come early.
Sloping into the laces of Kevin Pierre. Muscles the ball into the path of an on-running Seymour Reed. Fails to tame it. They may have gotten him for offside. Omar Valencia, contested well by Ponce, who's won the ball back. Carrizo, parading through a couple of tackles. Murray, not what he wanted.
So this is
Going for Red Bull New York.
No, this is like a semi-program. This is the Red Bull. Okay. Okay.
Bit of a steadying of the heart rate after first half that was buoyant throughout.
Okay. Sorry, I'm really sorry.
Much slower tempo. This in the opening exchange. High header from Max Murray. Something to do here for Acito. Played by Max Murray. Three Red Bulls players converging on him. Carrizo. Bit of a risky ball, but it pays off. Plenty of space to explore. Cavallo, a bending run, the target. Seymour Reed releasing wide. Touchline to touchline and coast to coast. Into the middle for Carrizo. The fire starter for the whole move as it break down on him in the final phase. Now the other way, Rossborough. Sprinting right by the tackle of Kevin Pierre and into wide open pasture. Plowing wide. Mosquera firing in. It was actually Mosquera who received the pass after he started this game on the opposite side. He steps over to this near flank. Just gets a half side of target. Now he trades back to the right side. Taunting is Thomas Romero. Takes a lot of faith in the bravery of your side to continue to play with the press of Red Bulls like this. No reward in this moment. Intercepted by Omar Valencia. Andy Rojas. An arresting bit of defensing by Emilio Ponce. Goal kick. This portion of the match is brought to you by St. John's University, the official undergraduate partner, New York City FC 2. Pierre bounced right from the ball. Andy Rojas couldn't make it stick.
Hey, come home. He thought he was like, stay away. He thought it was a Jack's soccer game in the neighborhood. Told him Queen.
Rojas. Now pushed along to Rold Mitchell. Off the ricochet, falls back to Andy Rojas. Tracked down by Johnny Shore. Does not fully deal with the danger. Red Bull New York thought they had a throw, but it belongs to NYCFC 2. Hammering challenge. This time applied by Andy Rojas, and he will at least have a conversation with the referee. Does not appear anything more is to come of it. Red Bull 2 entered today having been one of the most efficient sides in terms of converting their shots on target into goals. Entered today with only 8 through 2 games that actually found the target, but 7 of them had hit the back of the net. A little bit less clinical so far in this one as we approach the hour mark. Cavallo goes down. Foul awarded. Just trying to take maybe a little bit of the air out of the game. NYCFC 2 here. Find their groove. Snared in a tangle of black shirts was Carrizo. Opening up was for a moment Mina. But it comes back to NYCFC 2. A lot of running today for Seymour Reed. Not the same pep in his step that we saw in the early going, especially the moments following after that goal that he scored to make it 1-0. Omar Valencia. One Mina. Well choreographed in the build-up from Red Bull New York. One Mina ducking and diving at the touchline. Space is getting much more contested now. It comes to Carrizo, who's crashed into by Mosquera. He avoided a booking here, it looks like it. Incidental contact, it's a free kick. Regardless, a cheap free kick to give away. This is danger close. Certain for service from the Pigeons. Runway cleared for the free kick. Ushered in. Goalkeeper reads it well and is able to gobble it up and guide it long towards Mosquera. A high hop. Escorted back to the opposite goalkeeper by Cavallo. I like the idea and distribution. Tobias Shevsik. I thought that NYCFC 2 will have to live with anytime the ball hits his gloves the rest of the game. Might just go route one. A spin and a twist and able to keep it. Red Bull New York. Nothing coming easily though. Rossborough wrapping in his Nate Worth. And rushing it wide. Andy Rojas, body's in the box now. Just overhit. Looks like Dennis Nelic will be entered into the game at the next moment of opportunity. And here he comes. Already an assist to his credit on the campaign, and no downgrade, as a highly active Tanner Rossborough will take his seat on the bench. Just a testament to what's been built here with this Red Bull New York program. Not a lot of teams could just stomach the losses that they took from that championship squad. It wasn't just the likes of Julian Hall and those others making a big name for themselves at senior level. It's their all-time leading goal scorer, Ibrahim Kassaleh, migrating to CT United, as well as Steven Serwata. Weren't necessarily a big factor in the title push, but were certainly important figures within the team throughout the course of the season. I believe Kassaleh actually scored in this very fixture in one of the 3 occasions that we got to see the Hudson River Derby. Not missed a beat. Nelic not on the same page with Omar Valencia. Pretty remarkable how little of an edge this press has lost as the game has matured. Still running just as hard, these Red Bulls, as they were at the first minute. Nate Worth presiding over top. It belongs to him. The captain flies in. Get it away off the noggin of Aymar Sanchez. Cooper Flax letting it lie. It will be a goal kick. Much less in terms of chance manufacture by both teams in this half. Only 2 shots in the frame for New York Red Bulls 2. Only 1 for NYCFC 2. Nelic. For a throw, a good time to tell you that this portion of the match is brought to you by Adidas, the official kit supplier, New York City FC 2. Stung away by Romero. The flag is up for offside. Seymour Reed has pretty much been a one-man army leading the attack for the Pigeons. An enchanting ball down the line. It comes scorching in and is handled quite coolly by Romero. Flicking into the final phase. Nelic, the shot is blocked. Seymour Reed dropping that deep just to get a touch of the ball. Ponce. Couldn't score him free. Andy Rojas. Back in for Rojas. Oh, what a turn. Rojas It's Mitchell. It gets away. Still Mitchell. And cornered by what looked like the entirety of the NYCFC 2 roster. Everybody converging on the ball and extinguishing any immediate opportunity for Red Bulls 2. I wonder when Matt Pilkington might look into his bench and see what he can't change. They have been stuck in the mud ever since the opener. NYCFC 2 looked so bright in the early going. Since then, silenced. Baera. Ponce could cause some problems here releasing the ball. Maximo Carrizo. He's giving it away. Mosquera. Mosquera goes it alone. Stellar stop. Tomas Romero answers the call and keeps it gridlocked at 1. This was hit with real venom as the defender showed him just a glance of target. That's all it takes. Rafael Mosquera to be emboldened. Nonetheless, it still is a corner. Turning the screws, Red Bull New York. Keenly intent on breaking the whole thing open if they can find Pater. Coordinated. And snapped up by New York City FC. Exploring down the wing. Cavallo into the middle for Seymour Reed, who can't get the ball out from underneath his feet. Now there's a counter the other way. On full go, it's Mosquera. Worth around him. Nate Worth whacks it high. Drawing closer. Red Bull New York 2. It was a pale-complected moment as color drained from the face of the goalkeeper. Nate Worth looked like he was in by his lonesome, but the finish did not match the moment. Aymar Sanchez, amidst increasing red side of New York pressure.
Come on, Rojas! No, because he wants to know he's got fans.
He's got fans.
I heard, I've known him for 20 minutes.
Maximo Carrizo just looking for that one instant. That on the far side, Cooper Flax, but point remains. The inspiration is what NYCFC 2 are hoping for. They've got the quality in the team to make that a reality at a moment's notice, but going nowhere over these last couple of instances of attack. Rojas wriggling away and playing in Nelic. Dennis Nelic. Dennis Nelic, it's blocked. Cross was set to cause problems until Max Murray dealt with it. And it's out for a corner. As the center back is stretched, Max Murray, he gets his bearings, he better. Here Jimenez is waiting in the wings. Won't come on just yet, but he did have a hat trick against NYCFC 2 in the last meeting. He saw them. Also scored last game against Inter Miami 2. For now, it's a corner. Played in by Nate Worth. Calm and consistent, as always, is Thomas Romero. Looks like Red Bull will make at least one more change on top of Jimenez. We'll update you on that when it happens. Staggering into the box, at least for a moment, it was Mina. Now Seymour Reed. Slipping a couple tackles was Johnny Shore, but he doesn't make it far. And now it's Nelic in. Dennis Nelic releases the ball and it's walled off. Looked like it ate him up a bit in that final half step before he struck it. Thomas Romero makes short work. Banged ahead by Johnny Shore. Omar Valencia didn't seem like he did exactly what he wanted to initially. And it flames out. Amidst some maybe growing influence here, NYCFC 2 showing just a touch of grit as we approach the final phase. Played back by Carrizo. Kevin Pierre gets the green light to go ahead. The foul is called. It looked like advantage was going to be there, but the referee decides instead to brandish the yellow card. It was Eric Landano who's been skirting on the edges throughout the course of the game. Referee says enough's enough, and he stepped right on the foot of the receiving player, no question in that.
Has been issued to Red Bulls number 32, Eric Londoño, in the 74th minute.
So both center backs now on a booking for Red Bulls 2. And a chance for the changes. A pair of them, as mentioned. Dennis Jankar coming on. He'll set up at fullback, and off goes Rold Mitchell. Handful of half chances. Nothing that he truly could gain purchase of. No downgrade, though, with Mahir Jimenez entering the game. Omar Valencia steps out at fullback. So Jankar, I should say, likely to set up on this near touchline. Off the head of Nelic, off the head of Pierre. Chested down by Jimenez. Swaggering into the final phase. Red Bulls 2, Mina and Mosquera. And Worth. And Mina again, waiting on the flag to pop up. It never does. Juan Mina, cross blocked by Cavallo, who stuck with it the whole way and pushes it out for a corner. Into the final quarter hour. If we're not separated at the end of this thing, it will go directly to penalties to decide who gets the extra point. Within swing. Hustled away. And kept by Romero. Kevin Pierre's been mighty clean throughout the course of this game in a not very easy role, sitting in the hole as that lone pivot number 6 for NYCFC 2. Trying to find those soft spots in a ferocious Red Bull press, and in this instance, too ferocious. In fact, Nate Worth called for the foul. Play pauses as NYCFC 2 player is requiring some medical attention. The road team has only found victory on 2 of the previous 9 occasions these teams have locked horns. Red Bull 2 have looked up for potentially making it a third. Still only the 2 total shots for NYCFC 2 in the game, coming on the heels of a game where they manufactured 16 on the road against Columbus. Good news for them is they've already been much more clinical. Only took the one window of opportunity to seize the go-ahead goal. Get their first of the season.
He replaces number 27, Cooper Flash.
Looks like Peter Molinari is going to be entered into the game for NYCFC 2. Johnny Short, the one who makes the spot. Looks like one more change is coming in conjunction. Lucas Sunic thrust in by Matt Pilkington, and Cooper Flax comes out of midfield. So a different look there. Some fresh legs in the engine room. NYCFC 2 can make 2 more substitutions. They both have to come in the same window, though. Actually check that because Ponce came on at halftime. Those final 2 changes are allowed separately for Matt Pilkington. Nate Worth, a disguised ball wide for Andy Rojas, who's had the full leisure to drift out to the touchline, specifically to this near side throughout the course of the game. Mosquera. Still, Rafael Mosquera. A pressing pass in. Jengar was aimed in towards Jimenez. Another monstrous counter press keeps it for Red Bull New York. A shuffle, Mosquera, Rojas, it escapes him. Carrizo still in play. And spinning out are the Red Bulls to the end line. Jimenez goes down in the box. He's told to get up. The referee was right there. It did look like the goalkeeper may have caught his trailing leg, but no doubt that Jimenez made a meal of it. Keeper never touched the ball. If there was any contact there, would have been a just case for a penalty, but the referee choosing not to be the story himself, if you will. Would have been a potentially determinate ruling in this game if he had awarded the penalty. Worth mentioning that these Red Bulls did not miss a single penalty kick last year in live play. Best mark in the whole division. What work? Drew Baera. We did the first part. Last act, not as good. Andy Rojas. Jengar and Rojas again. Cat again. Red Bulls passing it about unimpeded all the way back to Shefzik. Aymar Sanchez. Bit of a hesitation. Jengar and Shefzik again. Red Bulls maybe just trying to tempt their rivals out from their own end, unpack things a little bit. Flashed over the head of Jimenez, who immediately absorbs the contact and once more will not receive a foul for his troubles. Tangled with Max Murray.
They're about to be done.
Scrap for it from the technical area, won by the Red Bulls. Shove in the back and a foul and a yellow card. Cameron Acito, the offender, and it's a free kick. Here's how it happens. Not much question in it. Jimenez, again, the source of the contact. Preparing to take flight with the delivery into the area. This portion of the match is brought to you by Etihad Airways, the official airline partner, New York City FC2. We'll see if the Red Bulls are in fact cleared for takeoff. And it comes. Jimenez is there. Saw it come all the way across his midriff, and it was summarily sent away by NYCFC2. Jengar. Paul Sokolov being put through his final preparations out by the fourth official. He'll come on soon. For now, it's Red Bull New York on the hunt. Jengar intervening with the tackle. That was Luka Sunic. Helped out a play by Mosquera, the goal scorer for the Red Bulls. Had a pair of goals inside the first 20 minutes and nothing since. And day is done for Andy Rojas, who was much involved, just shy of 75 touches over the course of the game. A couple of instances in which got half chances. Not that real differential moment, though. Forcefully toward the final 5 minutes of this Hudson River Derby. Well tackled by Cavallo. Nowhere to go for Ponce. Into Jimenez. Mahir Jimenez. To the top of the box, connecting the dots. Jimenez goes down. And it's slashed away, and a foul is called. It looked like the chance was about to unfold as Nellich just missed out. Last-ditch stuff from NYCFC2. Not taking any chances there, Kevin Pierre. High off his head. Juan Mina is churning ahead. Nate Worth. Montano. Tobias Shevsik. Sokolov. Skipping first touch for Juan Mina, who has options out in front. Rafael Mosquera fizzes beneath the studs of Sokolov in the pocket. Only once ever has this game wound up in a draw. Seymour Reed seeing to it, it might not be today. Seymour Reed, it's saved! Tobias Shevchik, not asked to do a single thing all game. His first save is massive. It keeps it at 1-1 on what was only the third shot of the game for NYCFC 2. Excellent headiness from a young goalkeeper who's been a spectator for much of the match. It's still a corner. Swept in without swing. Over everybody. Carrying into the custody of Cavallo. The second entry is sniffed out by Juan Mina. And pressing the pace, Mosquera. Rafael Mosquera could not shake loose. Mark Londano applies a thudding touch and all the way away. A little bit of a second wind for NYCFC 2. A lapse in focus from Red Bull New York. Nearly spells disaster. It still might. Londano, he didn't mean to do that. It is kept with the roadside. Sokolov. Flashing forward is Rafael Mosquera. Nate Worth tearing at the seams and tucked away by Carrizo. Now tucking in is Nelic. Who wants the ball? Off the head of Nate Worth. He was slapped down as he came back down to earth. Picking up the pieces now in midfield. Mosquera. Shaking wide. Jengar. A gluey first touch from Jimenez, but nothing more. No foul coming there. Referees let him play all game. In from Sokolov. A failed clearance, and then another. And that's because of a foul. Beg your pardon, it looked like that first ball was actually supplied by Devin Cadigan. We are down to the final minute. 89 minutes on 90, waiting on stoppage time. Can't imagine it's going to be all that much with how this has flowed. Seymour Reed called for a foul. Still tense this tie. At its finale, ebbing towards the 90th minute. NYCFC 2 struck first. Red Bulls 2 struck back, and it's been level-footed since. Carrizo in for Seymour Reed, leaving it behind him initially. Linking up in the middle. Back to Seymour Reed, who back heels. It comes away from him and all the way away by the means of Juan Mina. Into stoppage time. Going to be 3 minutes. Carrizo looking to finally make an impact. Carrizo ball in. Scattered back. Pigeons pressing on. And pressing too hard, they've lost it. Mosquera bound up. It's a throw in for NYCFC 2. Flung in by Cavallo. Slipping and sliding. Molinari heaving in. Seymour Reed laid off. A whiff at the ball. Just never got clean contact. Jimenez going the wrong way. Choosing to go to ground and doing so smartly as he wins a foul. Dragged back by Seymour Reed. Stops the cadence, and he'll get a caution for that. Not much question.
Yellow card has been issued in the 92nd minute.
Just grabbed him around the shoulders and saw to it. He would make no more headway. Eric Londano. Rebel New York not making a lot of progress toward their attacking aim. Now they do. Nate Worth. He's got options to evaluate. One of them is Rafael Mosquera. Half cleared and now fully done away with. And foul is the word from Juan Mina, who's incensed with the ruling. And will block any quick restart. Now they go. Closing time in the Big Apple. Across the bow. Falling free in the box, flipped high, and cleared. That would have spiked the heart rate. Jimenez, ushering wide, Mosquera, back for Jimenez. Stride for stride, was a seatbelt. That might be it. Maybe one last push for NYCFC 2, or Red Bull 2. Clattered out, it's a throw-in, it's 93 minutes played. And it will be on to penalties to decide the Hudson River Derby. 1-1 the final score after a rip-roaring, breathless 90 minutes here in Queens. We will step aside for a moment to collect any enduring thoughts as we approach the conclusion from the spot. 1-1 the score after 90. Heading towards penalties in a game that got going quickly. Seymour Reed for NYCFC 2 would put his side in front at home in the 6th minute. It was NYCFC 2 that were leading this Hudson River Derby, but it would not be a quiet exit on stage left. For the road-sided Red Bulls, they have the crown for a reason, and they would strike back hard by way of Rafael Mosquera, who put it on the left foot, picked it up, and placed it in the top corner. Both those goals coming in the first 20 minutes, and then a white-knuckled gridlock between two familiar foes. Only for the second time ever, we find ourselves in penalties in the Hudson River Derby at the MLS Next Pro level. Once more, I'm Peyton Gallagher. It's been a great game, and it will be decided from the spot who will get the bragging rights and the extra points. They will do the coin toss here. That will decide who's going first and who is going after. Red Bulls 2 did win the only prior penalty shootout shared between these two teams. That coming last year after a similar 1-1 game. Beg your pardon, that match taking place in 2024. It's interesting here, the two goalkeepers maybe on opposite parts of their path at this level. MLS Next Pro, Thomas Romero a little bit more experienced, and you look at Tobias Shevsik, who at his spry age of 17 has been marvelous throughout the course of the game. Both goalkeepers have, and they will have something to say in this shootout, likely to be the difference. NYCFC 2 do at least have some experience this year. Their first game of the season, a 0-0 draw on the road against Columbus Crew 2. They lost the shootout in 5-4. Red Bulls 2 were so proficient from the penalty spot. A year prior to this, they will look to carry that proficiency into this pivotal moment. Again, scored 9 of 11 live game penalties last season. That was the second highest mark in the entire division. And it will start with Mahir Jimenez, who is no stranger to putting the ball in the back of the net against the old parochial foe. Hat-trick against NYCFC 2. The final match between the two teams last year. His obstacle will be Thomas Romero. A dull thrum of anticipation here in Queens. Jimenez takes a deep breath and steps back. Mahir Jimenez for the Red Bulls, who claim the advantage early. They've done their part. Pressure falls upon NYCFC 2. This is about as cool of a penalty as one can ask for. Would have been savable had the goalkeeper gone the right way, but Jimenez seemingly already knew he was in the clear before the ball even touched his foot. It will come to Seymour Reed now. He has had to really toil for any close to sight of goal he got all game. Scored the opener, had a chance to ice it late and was denied by the very same man he sees now. Tobias Shevcik, young goalkeeper with a bright future, bouncing up and down. Seymour Reed got the goalkeeper to go early.
After round 1, it is either 3-1.
With a wink, it's 1-1. You see that one false step as Seymour Reed slowed the advance towards the ball and sent the goalkeeper in motion. All it took. 1-1 in the shootout. Goal scorers going back to back from the penalty spot as it falls to Rafael Mosquera. Well, he can score absolute bangers. Can he score in the pivotal moment now? Support section in full behind the goal, defended by Romero. A winding run up for Mosquera, who slides it by the glove. Left it down to millimeters, but poised enough to pierce through. A grimace from the goalkeeper as he knows precisely how close he came. Just that half second of hesitation before committing to the dive, and that's the difference. Camilo Ponce, eye to eye with Tobias Shevcik. Ponce, he took the risk. Snake eyes. The Panenka punished. The unmovable object in the moment, Tobias Shevcik, who held his ground and has the Red Bulls right where they want to be. Romero needs a stop against Dennis Nelic. The substitute for the Red Bulls nails it in. Unbothered and never in doubt. So that lands the edge with Red Bull New York. And on a quiet day for Maximo Carrizo, the responsibility falls to him. Spins the ball and sets it down exactly as he likes. Shefsik saved the last penalty. He saw. Can he do it again? No, he can't. Great take.
After round 3, it is New York City 2, Red Bull 3.
Carrizo leaving no room to think about what he might do. Just stepped up and hit it. Tucked it into the side netting. 3-2. The captain, Nate Worth, steps up. Entering the anchor leg for both these sets of takers. These should be the most calm, most precise of assassins from the penalty spot. Nate Worth against Thomas Romero. Nate Worth, saved! Fingertips! Amidst flashbulbs from Thomas Romero, who restores the tension. Oh, how they needed that. It was starting to be dire straits. The whole thing changes now. Drew Baera must score. Fourth taker for NYCFC 2 to take them off the brink. Nearly saved, but not enough. Shefsik got a touch on what was somewhat of a facsimile of the save that preceded it. The young goalkeeper not strong-handed as his contemporary in green. He'll be playing that back. He'll be doing it for longer if his side can't come through and claim victory. And now Romero's the one carrying the confidence against Juan Mina. A save here puts NYCFC 2 one make away. Juan Mina, no hesitation. The goalkeeper went early. No contest. Just that little lean and the balance betrayed. 30 of NYCFC 2, Thomas Romero. So if Tobias Shefsik can make this save, the game ends here. Peter Molinari substituted into the game, compelled to score for NYCFC 2 in the Hudson River Derby, and he does.
After round 5, it is New York City
Sudden
4,
death
Red
it
Bull
is. 4-4 is the score after 5 takers. Paul Sokolov called upon. Sokolov hits it and has it return right back to him. Thomas Romero turns the tables, and NYCFC 2 are within striking distance against the reigning champs. Easy enough save. Tobias Shefsik, does he have a cape in his closet? Nico Cavallo will claim custody of the moment. 2 rivals right down to the line. This is Nico Cavallo for NYCFC 2. The Hudson River Derby belongs to the Pigeons. NYCFC 2 take it in the shootout. It will mean more than just an extra point. Rebels 2 go down, and their goalkeeper is the one to thank for the result for the home team. Thomas Romero, a pair of saves in the shootout. Nico Cavallo drives the final dagger in. And the man of the match is the man for the moment. Thomas Romero seals the day in a game where he was bombarded and peppered throughout the course. He does enough to get it to a place where he can make the difference. And he claims the man of the match, denying Nate Worth, getting his team right back into it after they trailed for much of the shootout, then getting his side the inkling of the opportunity as he denies Paul Sokolov, going the opposite direction. For the first time this year, Red Bulls 2 don't get more points than their opposition on the day. Big ones for NYCFC 2 in terms of confidence as they carry into the early portion of their young season. What a game it was for our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, folks. I've been Peyton Galler once again. Our final score, it goes to NYCFC 2 in the shootout after a 1-1 game after 90. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. But for now, we'll talk to you soon. Good night.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.